Bam, we're live. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As we work out some of the technical difficulties. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning. You're not going to say good morning to Peter?
Good morning, Peter. Hey, sorry. Peter, hi. Hi. You deserve a double good morning. Thank you, Brian.
Where's Peter?
Where's my politeness? It's louder today. I'm not sure what's going on. We're getting even more ambient noise than normal, even though I've muted Hillary's camera.
It's better now, right?
No. Let me see. Hold on. Maybe it's Brian's. Let me see.
I muted myself.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's Pedro's camera, it's Pedro's mic, I think. It's picking up more.
Right. Well, either way, the team should start at day 2 here at Crucible. This is their third event of the day. There's only 16, so this is the only feat of this event. The women are going first. They're into 2.5 minutes into a 10-minute time cap. They have a thruster ladder to work through. Peter's going to tell us what the weights are, I think, from the team. And at the 10-minute mark, the men can start. Even if the women finish early, the men have to wait to 10 minutes to start. But their score is their cumulative time. You got
Yeah, so the weights, we got 185, 135 for the women for the first bar. Then it's 20 at that, then 16 at 145. 12 at 155, 18 at 165, and then 4 at 175. So if you're looking for Irish money, that's 60, 65, 70, 75, 80 kilos.
Very nice of you to do the conversion. Hey, can you tell me the workout one more time?
So 20 reps, 20 thrusters at weight 1, which is 135. Then they change their weights to 145 and they do 16. Then they change again to 155, they do 12. Then they change again to 165 to do 8, they change again to 175 to do 4, and then at 10 minutes, regardless of what's happened, the men start at 10 minutes.
The men start what?
At 10 minutes.
Okay.
And they do the same, 20, 16, 12. Etc.
Okay, with the different set of weights.
Yeah, 185, 205, 225, 245, 265.
And Brian, is this meant for the athletes to actually get through?
As we saw yesterday with the teams, some of the teams, yes, will definitely get through it. Some of them will not. And it also could be the case where the men on your team might get through it and the women won't, or the other way around.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I want to test one thing here. Okay. I can't unmute you. Okay, so it's just loud in there today. It's just louder than normal. I was just trying to figure out if there was some extra mic there that was picking up extra audio. It's just louder than normal. And Brian, are you repositioned today from your normal position?
Peter's at the position that I was in. I'm going to be over here later on. Oh, you can't see it behind me here for the handstand course. We have a short transition after this one before that one. So we're just going to switch screens and switch locations after the team event.
Is there a runaway team in the group? Is there a team you're like, okay, these guys are known. They have the 2 Olympic lifters. They're the ones who can cycle the barbell. These are the guys.
I spoke with the team from Crash today, specifically the girls. They said that they think they can finish the ladder, but they know that there are other stronger women in the field. Lane 5, the Apex Predators seem to be doing well. And the overall leaders, Lane 3, the girls from Apex, one of them in particular looks really strong. But I don't know all of the women competing here. And when we get over to the men's side, the team in lane number 2, BRR8, I suspect will do quite well on this.
Hey, if we had one of those events where someone tipped over, like, you remember the girl who tipped over? What was it? Was it Rory?
Rose Scott.
Rose Scott. Man, there's not a lot of room to tip over here. You better not be tipping over here.
Apex Predators are on their 3rd bar now. And Apex Performance Black are 1 rep away from their 3rd bar. So they're leading currently.
Oh, I like this shot a little more. That other who's on camera 1? That one really shows the chaos.
That's Susan.
Susie, yeah, he's in there. That's a dangerous spot to be.
You know that Susan likes to live dangerously.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it is. Sevan, you're right. It is a little tight on the floor. I think that there was an opportunity to potentially stagger. The written standard for the thruster here is different than the CrossFit Games have for their standards. And JR felt confident in that. We had a little conversation about it. He likes the way that this presents on the floor, is what he said.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. It looks cool as long as no cameraman gets whacked and no one tips over. If someone tips over, it's going to be crazy. I can see JR liking to live life dangerously.
Last 4 reps for Apex Predators on this third one. So no other judge has a hand in the air yet.
I think it's lane 3 and lane 5 right now.
Yeah.
Both Apex teams and the team from Crash in lane 4 is trying to get to the same bar as them. They have 1 rep to go. Reagan locks it out. So it's 5 and 3 and then 4 from what I can tell.
Yeah,
Boy,
it's basically a race between the 2 Apex teams.
And we're having a tough morning with the internet already. Maybe it needs to warm up. Maybe the cables need to warm up. Brian, are there any dogs? Are there any dogs wandering around the venue?
No dogs allowed in the gym.
All right, fair enough.
Just Hiller.
Just Hiller. Have individuals started showing up at the event, or is it too early?
Oh no, they're here. I mean,
they're
3 minutes after this. Yeah, 3 minutes after this ends, the Masters women will start.
Have you had a chance to speak with Caroline Klutz this morning?
The only person I spoke to was Jamie Latimer. She came by the booth and had all of us sign our shirts that she's going to wear later today.
Awesome.
All of us just forged your signature, though.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now our picture's clearing up. Hiller Cam's looking nice now. Here we go. We just had to warm up the internet.
Cable is hot.
Yeah, there we go. I'm liking it.
8 minutes and 45 seconds have passed on the clock. Both of the Apex teams in 5 and 3 on the last bar. The team in lane number 3 has 1 rep to go. There's 1 minute till the time cap for the women.
Are they all pretty much on the same bar at this point?
The 2 Apex teams are ahead.
Okay, that judge is actually counting up. But they're done at the 9:06 mark. Someone got down the time of 9:06 for the Apex Black. Now, they're done, but their men still have to wait until the 10-minute mark. All the men will start at the same time. They'll just add their scores together. So in lane number 5, the Apex Predators team is attempting the last bar. And they got their last rep at 9:28. So 9:06 and 9:28. Those are the... You know what? Lane number 1 also finished. We had 3 finishers. That's
20 seconds to go.
So 3 teams on the women's side have cleared the ladder. 3 teams are still working on it, and then none of those teams are even on their final bar.
Who got 9:28, Brian? Who is the team that got 9:28?
Predators. Lane 5.
And then the team squeezed in between them. Who was that team? The team that squeezed in between
Here go
them?
the guys. Guys are off.
Pedro, did you see which team squeezed in between Apex Black and Predator?
No, I was essentially talked off by all the guys.
Yeah.
They did not squeeze in between. The girls in lane number 1 finished in 5 minutes, 50 seconds.
Wow.
5:50.
So they beat Apex Black by twice as fast.
Yeah, pretty much. 2/3, yeah.
And what was that team called?
That's the Camo team. They're in lane 1. So that's a huge advantage for their men. Likely a big enough split that they'll maybe win this. But watch out for the guys in lane number 2. These guys are savages. We talked about Hayden yesterday. Ryan Fitzpatrick, the other guy on that team, were very, very strong individuals.
Hey, is there a girl who carried that for them? Is there a woman on that 550 team that was like just a monster?
Addison Balderson. He competed alongside Hayden, who's in lane number 2, on CrossFit Believe's team at the games this year.
What's Addison? What?
Addie, I think it's Balderston. I don't have the roster in front of me, but it's something close to that.
Okay.
This is the lane number 2. That's Aiden. He's very obviously strong guy. He's the guy that you noticed yesterday. Just his physique, even across the camera, being bigger than most. And you see how easily he's moving the second barbell there.
What's the heaviest bar the gentleman will thruster?
265.
Peter, will you walk us through the weights for the men?
So they did 185, 20 reps, 185. Then it's 205 for 16, 225 for 12, 245 for 8, and 265 for 4. So that's 85, 94, 102, 111, 120 kilos.
Crazy.
It is like so fucking tight. Like man to man, there's literally like 2 feet between two guys lifting what will be 265 pounds.
So they have to do 60 thrusters in this with the 10-minute time cap.
Yeah.
And this is basically, it's double the volume at the same weights that the individuals are going to do as the nightcap tonight.
Okay, same weights for the individuals, but this is just double the volume?
Correct. This is a variation of the individual snatch ladder they did in regionals years ago at the same weights, but with snatching. JR has turned it into a thruster ladder, and he's adopted it to a team workout as well.
Asymmetric says no way it's as crowded as it looked, right? Actually, I think it's more crowded, dude. I think
it's really busy.
Yeah, it's tight. That's what Pedro's saying.
Even like there's a lot of spectators here, and like the guys in front of me are about 3 feet away from the desk. The guy in front of him is like 1.5 feet away from him, and so on all the way across.
John Manbeck, Addie wasn't on Believe's team. She went indie. The other girl was on Believe's team. Fair enough. Thank you for the Addie. Can you give me the spelling of Addie's name? I want to look at her Instagram account.
She's wearing a Costa Games jersey, so maybe it was from a different year.
Wad Zombie, Pedro, please tell me how tight it is again.
It's so tight.
If you are a huge fan of the sport, or even if you're not a huge fan and you know a huge fan, don't forget to get your Wad Zombie playing cards. Here's the James Sprague one. Everyone should own one.
Lane number 2 making another weight change. I still think they're in the lead. Their women did not finish the ladder. So this could be one of those cases where the men might have a great score. The women did not. The team next to them in lane 1, the women had a great score. The men are well behind the men in lane number 2. There on the other side of the floor, we see the Crash team, Zach Galloway. They're locking out another rep. And you notice the feet are not moving. The knees are not rebending. Those are the standards of the cluster, and they're being enforced here at CrossFit Pack.
But Apex Predator is struggling with this bar. The girls finished, and they came second in theirs, and the guys are just struggling now with this. One of the guys is flying through it. The other guy's just kind of hit a bit of a wall, so he might be on his last legs here. Also, the guy for Apex Performance Black is doing this ladder with an airwave mouthpiece in his mouth, but not in his mouth. It's just hanging out of his mouth, and he's chewing on one side of it. It's fucking bizarre.
That's the way you're supposed to use those.
Look, the guy in front of Susan now, that's an airwave hanging out of his mouth. Branding.
Just got a no up in lane 2. It was a foot moving problem, being well enforced by the judges here. They have one more rep on their second to last bar in lane number 2. Fitzpatrick knocks that out.
No rep in lane 6 as well. Thankfully, he didn't lock out because he didn't hit depth either, and I don't think the judge was going to say anything.
Max Creel on stream there in lane number 4.
I got a little delivery from Wad Zombie.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Wow, look at that GoWad mobility first overlay.
Lane number 2 loading their bar to the final weight. So lane 2 reps to go at 265 pounds. 16 minutes and 15 seconds of the lap, so it's 6:15 on the clock for the men. Remember, the women in lane number 1 finished at the 150 mark, but no male team has been able to match what the women on camo did.
How's the judging? People in the comments are concerned about the depth.
There's one rep, final bar for Hayden. We'll see if Ryan is able to get the last one here and take the top time for the men.
This is it? This is the guy's final lift?
Yeah.
No, lane 2 to the right. This one in the green shirt.
Failed rep.
No rep. Now, Ryan, who just missed that rep, had to do the last couple reps of the previous bar because Hayden was getting no reps. Hayden did the first rep of this bar rather easily. Let's see if he can do a second one.
So this guy right here in the white shorts only has 1 rep to go to finish the ladder?
Yep.
Correct. We're at 17.
Woo!
I'm sorry. They have 2. They have to do 4 at this rate. I don't know why I thought it was 2. They have 2 more reps to go.
Okay, so last bar, but a couple more reps left.
And they've got about 3.5 minutes left on the clock.
Thank you, Pedro. That boy had depth and full lockout.
Some of these guys are fucking strong.
Jeez Louise. This is it. This might be the final rep.
This should be the last rep. 17:45 on the clock. He's done all 3 of these so far. It should be for 4.
Oh, hey, he gets it.
Yeah.
7:52.
Great work, Souza. Putting your life on the line.
No other team is even on the final weight
No,
yet.
they are miles ahead. I'm not sure. Nobody else is going to finish this.
That was 265 on the bar, ladies and gentlemen, that you saw. 265. You were watching the Crucible Day 2 team events just started at CrossFit Crash in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
90 seconds.
Lane number 1 is loaded to their final weight. Their women had the best score. Their men are currently second place. I believe that with as well as they've done already, Hamill is likely to take this event win.
Shane Estrada, the heaviest weight they do is 265 for 4 reps. They start at 185 with 20 reps. They started with 185 pounds for 20 reps. They worked their way up the ladder. 56 reps later, they start 265 for 4 reps. Thank you for asking.
60 seconds to go. That's 1 for lane 1.
Yes, and other than the team that's finished, they're the only one who's gotten even that weight on the bar. But they're in the second place for the men. They were first place for the women. They'll add the scores together cumulatively.
Lane 5 are of their final lift on that second last bar, and they're going to be on for the last bar. And they make it, so they're on for the last bar now. We've got about 30 seconds to go. Oh, failed rep for Camo. They still got 2 to go.
I don't know if that was legit. I don't know if that
was a no rep.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah, so Apex Predators are about to do their first rep. They've got 15 seconds.
Yeah, baby.
Failed for Apex Predators. So that's second place then for Camo.
That was a great lift.
3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Oh, man.
And time.
Nice try, though. Brian, to put this in perspective, can the teams at the CrossFit Games do this, or would we see some teams struggle even at the Games?
Well, there would be teams that absolutely could do it, and there would be teams that would struggle to clear that ladder. It's very heavy, a lot of reps. From the scoring perspective, like we can take Camo as a good example because we know their women had 550. We know their men had 10-minute cap plus 2 reps. So that would be 10:02 plus 550. So the score would be 552. Remember, the teams are not on the performance-based scoring. They're going to get 100 points. The rest of the teams will have to let local comp do their job and sort it out. But we have a really quick turnaround for the individual competition.
For the individual, so that's it. Teams are done. Their first event is done for teams this morning. That's our third event total in the competition, and we move straight to the women's masters.
Yeah, are we going to do a new stream for that?
That is a good question. I don't think so.
Okay, I'm going to log off of this and sign on a different channel at the station I have set up over there.
I think we do have separate streams for the masters and the individuals.
Okay, so should I log? I'm just concerned if I log off, there won't be one there for me. Is there one?
You just check it on a separate browser.
Oh, okay. That would be the next stream I see is at 9:35 a.m., which isn't for another 2 hours. And
I think this one said Masters teams and Masters event 1.
It says event 3 Master. Oh, and it's for 9:30 p.m. So something's wrong there.
Okay, I'm leaving. Thanks for having me on. That was great. I feel like I added nothing, but I sweated a lot because I was nervous.
Pedro, what time does that event start, Matt? Souza, do you know?
What was that? Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at Saturday. I don't see the stream.
Yeah.
I don't see the stream for event 3.
Okay. I can't see anything. I just have my phone. So
okay.
I thought I saw him in there. And Pedro's on my computer, so I don't have access to it.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
There's Is that the event that's about to start right there? Anybody? Pedro, do you know? Pedro. Hey, Pedro. No Beaver today. Beaver got Beaver went off to be with the National Guard. No Beaver today. And we're off. Shit, let's get some audio on this. See if we can pick up some audio. We're off to the races. This is Masters event 3. I have no idea what the event is. Looks like a handstand walk. Looks beautifully set up. Some sort of obstacle course. Masters women. 1 Masters class. Everyone who's over, I think the age is 35. But you could be 34 if you're going to turn 35 at the games this year. So that's how that works. Brian, welcome back. Been a minute. Good to see you, buddy.
Probably like 3 minutes. I was a little slow.
No, it was great. It was great. It was smooth. We don't even, I don't even think we're on the right stream. So whatever.
Well, if you want to switch, let me know. But this is we're live here. We got people watching, so I'm happy.
Yeah, one of these streams must not be right. It says it's for 9:30 p.m. God, we're not doing a stream at 9:30 p.m., are we?
Yeah, Pacific time.
Yeah, that can't be right though. Anyway, let's do this. Event 3. Walk me through this workout. What's the workout here?
Yeah, so Masters and individuals will be doing the same workout. Women, men, Masters, Elite, all of them doing the exact same event for the next 15 heats. Isn't that awesome?
How long is the actual event?
10-minute time cap. This is one of those events that JR is well aware that there are athletes who can do this in 4 or 5 minutes, and there's other athletes that will get time capped. There are athletes who have a lot of experience with some of these obstacles, and there are others that are doing them for the first time this weekend.
And is it just walk me through this? Is it just one way across, or it's there and back?
So each trip across the floor, which is 3 separate 20-foot sections, is total of 60 feet.
Okay.
You must accumulate 300 feet of handstand walking in order to finish the event.
Okay. So there and back 4 times plus 1 more.
Yes. And the first section, when they started, was a ramp to ramp. The second section was the moguls, which is brand new. We've never seen before. The third section is stair to stair. And then they go back, stair, stair, mogul, ramp, ramp. This is going to be this first heat of Masters women. If you see there in the blue pants and the pink hat, that's Amy Fritt. Amy Fritt is coming into today in last place for her division. But Amy Fritt is a very, very talented gymnast. And even though she accumulated only 10 points yesterday, she's doing great right now. And she has a good chance to get 90 to 100 points on this test. And in the small field of only 8 Masters women, can make a big impact.
Keeping pace with her on the other side of the floor is Haley Murillo, another athlete with a gymnastics background who didn't have the greatest showing yesterday. She's in 7th place and will similarly be looking to make a big move after this one.
Souza, see if we can get someone going through the moguls. I want to see that and ask Brian exactly what the rules are on there with the moguls. Brian, we've never seen that in any competition before where you have to walk over bumps like that.
Correct. That's Haley Murillo. She's going over them. She just got a no rep for having her hand, the heel of her hand on the line. She clears it easily that time. If you look closely at the floor, you'll see that underneath the moguls, there's a blue line of tape that's running from the wall towards us over here at the end of the turf.
Yeah.
Each tape line is 2.5 feet away from each other. Obviously, the moguls take up they're 9 inches wide each, I think the moguls are. So they cut into that distance a little bit. But if you bump your mogul, that's okay. If it moves off the line, you have to readjust it before you go back across it the next time. Other than that, the only rule is that your hands have to go over the mogul. They can't go around the mogul. And you must complete the entire 20-foot section unbroken, as is the case with every part of this course.
Is that mogul adhered to the ground there?
No. And there's Jamie Latimer in the all blacks, where she's wearing a Sevan Podcast shirt. And
My favorite.
This is the 3rd event of the competition, and the 3rd time already this competition she's doing something that she's never done before.
What do you know JR's inspiration for that, for the moguls?
I think that I'm not entirely sure what the origin of it was, but it's just another way to challenge the athletes inverted with a piece of equipment that he already had. He's used those for slaloms at competitions in the past. He's just flipped them on their side instead of standing them up, and realized you could walk over them too.
Is Jamie being, I don't know how tall she is, 5'1"? Is that a disadvantage for her? A shorter arm length getting over those moguls?
JR was very concerned about that originally. I remember talking to him about this a few months ago, and he had athletes at his gym from 5 feet tall all the way up to 6'5", I think, that tested this, and he decided that everyone was able to do it. Yes, it was a little bit more challenging for the shorter athletes than the taller, but there was if a 5 foot tall person could do it, he felt everyone who would be competing here this weekend would not have an excuse. It would just be a capacity thing. And just like the flip sled may have been a little disadvantage to be short yesterday, there'll be some stuff that's not so great for the taller athletes coming as well.
Jamie made it through the moguls. That was impressive. Second attempt through the moguls, made it through.
And she already went down the floor the other way once. She told me yesterday she'd never done ramp, stairs, or moguls before. So this entire event is new territory for her.
Well, she's doing well.
I think you see over there, Amy Pritt is cheering her on. Amy Pritt has already cleared the course. I didn't see what her finishing time was, but there's only 6 minutes and 40 seconds that have elapsed so far. And she, only 9 points yesterday, last place amongst these 8 women, but with an early, impressive time. Tyler Watkins is right next to me when he finishes. That's an awesome shot there. We'll get her score and make sure we know what the time to beat is when the second heat of Masters women come up.
So is Jamie done? She completed it?
No, she's done 2/5 of the course.
Okay. And that was just some exuberance, some excitement because this is all new to her.
Yeah. And Haley Murillo may also be done. Give me 1 second, actually.
Jamie Latimer coming back, doing the ramp.
We got
First
2.5
section
minutes
done.
to the time cap. We're going to try and see what the finishing times for I sent Tyler to try to check and see what the finishing times for the athletes who completed the course. And we have Stacey Marino and taking a little nap there on the ramp. And by the way, the stairs generally are considered to be the harder implement. When you have ramp stairs or stairs ramp.
It's so weird how late it is. Huh?
Who is that?
There. I muted them. That was Souza's. Or no, Hiller's.
Oh, I was like, I thought it was Souza's also, but I was like, I don't see anyone next to him that sounds like that. So in this case, you have the stair combo. That's the hardest to go up and down. And then you have to turn around and do it again. So, it was not a mistake that he has that there. And as you noted earlier, the fifth pass across the floor ends it. and it ends with stare at the end of, when you're the most fatigued.
This is, oh my goodness. Good honor. Crazy.
That was awesome.
Look how pumped she is. Jamie Latimer. Jody Lynn, great coverage. Thanks. Split my regular $100 this time. 50 to you, 50 to Coach Sharnick. Oh, you're a good lady. You are a good lady.
Stacey Marino working on the ramp there again. There's 1 minute to the time cap. We have had 2 finishers so far. Amy Fritt finished in 5:24. That will be the time to beat for the second heat. Haley Murillo, 5:57. So as expected, we had 2 women underneath, 6 minutes, and then 2 women who are going to get time caps here. But this is an event that there's no guarantees for anyone. So I think that it won't be surprising if even in the final heat, which will be the top 4 athletes after yesterday, that we see something similar with a couple women who are quite good at this and a couple women who are maybe doing it for the first time or struggling with one of the implements. And you see Stacey laughing there on the ramp, and I think that that's a good lesson for a lot of athletes. It's like, hey, this is challenging. You knew it's going to be challenging. You're trying your best, and better to laugh it off than to be super frustrated with this one.
All the athletes will do this. Masters men, individual women. This is the whole, as Brian said, there'll be 15 heats of this at 10 minutes a pop. You'll be seeing a lot of inverted people over the next 2 hours.
So first heat of Masters women done. 2 finishers. Amy Fritt, time to beat 5:24. 1 more heat of 4 will be coming up. They're already on the competition floor. Should be a very fast turnaround before they start.
Go Wad Mobility participated heavily in the presentation of this event. They provide money, and if you would like them to continue to provide events, support events like this, please go download their app. Get GoWad, the leading mobility app for CrossFit. Create your own mobility flows or let GoWad tailor them for you based on your unique weakness and workout movements. Download the app and start for free. So basically, if you go to GoWad right now and download their app, they see, okay, they got some movement of from supporting Crucible, J.R. Howell's event that he runs right out of his CrossFit Crash affiliate. And so if you want to support this from home, this free event for you to watch, go download the app. That lets GoWad know that they're smart for partnering with JR. It's very simple algebra.
All right, we got all the scores in from the first heat. So obviously we had the 2 finishers, Fritt 5:24, Murillo 5:57. Jamie Latimer was able to do, it's 1 rep per section. So she went all the way down, that's 3, all the way back, that's 3, and 2 of the 3 on the way back. So she got 8 out of what you would need to have 15 to finish. So she was basically just over halfway done with the course. Stacey Marino got 3. She was able to go all the way down once, and then she got caught up on the stairs coming back in terms of the reps. So we'll keep track of that because it's a small field. Performance scoring is going to look for the median. Right now we have 2 sub 6-minute scores and 2 scores well beyond the time cap. So these 4 women will go a long way towards determining how the distribution of points ends up happening in this event for this division. From lanes 2 through 5, we will have Holly Henderson. She's 3rd place overall. Caroline Klutz in lane 3. She's a leader after day 1. Hannah Oakley in lane 2. She's in 2nd place. And Mackenzie Riley in lane number 5, 4th place after 1 day of competition.
Scott Tetlow in the chat. Annalise Moore is going to crush this event. Scott coming in with a prediction.
Oh, Sevan, I forgot. They're not using lane 6 because it's so close to the wall. So we actually have 17 heats, not 15.
Oh, perfect. Good. 170 minutes plus 1 minute for transition.
5 seconds till the start. Masters Women Heat 2, kicking off day 2 of competition. This is event 3. Handstand walk obstacle course. Way back at the regionals, I think it was 2013. This was the workout that kept Sam Briggs, 2014, that from advancing to the CrossFit Games as the defending champion after the 2013 games. It was just 300 feet of handstand walking for time. I think it fed into a heavy snatch. JR's up to ante as he has with all of these past semifinal or regional and games workouts. This is still 300 feet on your hands, but there's a lot of obstacles in the way.
I want to bring up and show you how much those mats cost. Have you ever looked to see how much those things are?
Oh yeah, I think that set of ramp and stairs is probably like $1,300 to $1,500 or something like that.
Yeah, you're looking at a lot of really expensive equipment.
Lane 4, Hannah Oakley, first one down the course. And she's heading back to the ramp as Mackenzie Riley in lane 5 finishes her first trip down the floor. So Oakley leading with Riley in second. Klutz attempting her ramp on her first pass down the floor. Each section is 20 feet. Each section must be done unbroken. There's 3 20-foot sections per traverse across the entire floor. They have to do it every implement or every trip across the floor 5 times to get to 300 total feet.
They might not even make these anymore. The steps.
Oakley successful over the moguls in her second pass across the floor. She'll go to the ramp, which probably is the easiest of the 3 20-foot sections out there. So Oakley with 120 feet done, or 2 traverses out of 5, just underneath the 2-minute mark. That's on pace with the top times we saw from the last heat. Amy Fritt 5:24 is the time to beat. I'm going to just say right now, I don't think anyone's beating that time.
All day.
In the Masters division. No, all day, yes. But Amy Fritt is very, very good on her hands. Oakley heading back on her third trip across as Klutz has passed Riley and has taken over second in the heat. If she's able to make it over the ramp and clear the red line with the full footprint of her hand, as she is, that's her second trip across the floor. 2/5 of the tests are done for her. This is Hannah Oakley. She's leading this heat. She comes in second overall with 154 points. Caroline Klutz had a perfect 200 yesterday. Klutz is currently second in this heat. Oakley will be looking to stay ahead of her and see if she can reduce that margin after 3 events. Riley has finished her second pass across, and she's going to do the ramp, and she and Klutz are now even in terms of reps completed. Oakley 1 section ahead of them, which is the mogul section on the third traverse. And Klutz, if she's able to clear these moguls here, she actually is looking better in this third pass than she did earlier today. She's now tied with Oakley, and Riley, working on the moguls in the background, is 1 section behind, as Holly Henderson, came into the day third overall, has yet to be able to complete the stairs on the first trip across. If she isn't able to do that, she will take last in this event, as Stacey Marino was able to complete that section, but not able to complete it on the way back.
It's pretty impressive how JR's transformed the gym. This whole back side looks like a completely new venue.
Yeah, there's 2 competition floors here, and tomorrow both will be going on simultaneously. Caroline Klutz has now completed the third traverse across the floor at the 340 mark, and she's taken over the lead in the heat from Hannah Oakley. So for Oakley, who is hoping to maybe steal some points from Klutz here, it's looking less likely. Mackenzie Riley stumbling down the stairs there in the end, but she's now overtaken Oakley. So the new order is Klutz, Riley, Oakley, with Henderson still working on the first stair combination.
Damn, we missed the crash. I always like to see a good crash, good wipeout.
We got 3 of the 4 athletes on the stairs at the same time. This is a very cool shot in the Hiller cam. Hannah does get over, and she's able to clear that section as Riley goes the other direction. So it's Klutz working on the moguls. She's 20 feet ahead of Riley. Riley is 20 feet ahead of Oakley. Henderson is now tied with Marino in terms of total reps completed, well behind the people in this heat. Well, with the scoring distribution with 8 people, we'll still remain to see how that shakes out. There's still over 5 minutes to go. 4:45 has elapsed on the clock out of 10-minute time cap.
Riley McKenzie's smooth.
Mackenzie Riley,
yeah, her too. She's smooth too.
Klutz has finished 4 of 5 traverses down the floor, so her next time across will be her last time across. Riley now in the exact same spot as her. 5 minutes and 10 seconds have passed. 14 seconds from now, Amy Fritt's time will pass. So Amy Fritt is going to take the win for the Masters Event 3 on the female side. The next time is 5:57 from Maria. Britt and Maria were coming into this 8th and 7th respectively, and they're poised to have a 1 and 2 finish here. So they'll obviously vault up the leaderboard quite a bit, and from the points perspective at the very least.
You said they closed lane 6 because of the wall. Is it really that makes you feel claustrophobic? Makes you feel like you're going to bump something?
Yeah, there's some things that I would feel good about, like pushing a sled over there, no problem. But walking on your hands, I think it's a disadvantage to have something that close to your periphery that no one else has to deal with.
Right.
And where I'm sitting is the closest that anyone can get to the floor. They've moved the crowd back a good 12 or 15 feet off the floor so that the person in lane 1 won't experience anything like that either. And I'm a full 10, or I'm only like one person's length, and you can see the crowd behind me. Caroline Klutz on her last ramp obstacle here. Hiller Cam should have that, hopefully, as she's about to finish the event. Far side of the floor there. Klutz, 6:18, third best time we've seen so far, so she will maintain the overall lead. Riley with 1 section to go, and both of the women who are beating her, other than Klutz, of course, are further back on the course. So Riley looking to make a move into potentially a podium position as well after this one.
How serious is the fatigue here? 5 laps here.
Yeah, it's a big demand on the upper body for sure. And the core. The core took a little bit of a beating yesterday. We saw some athletes. I talked to some athletes this morning that said they were feeling it in the low back already. And you see this if we get the arch position in the handstand can put some demand on that as well.
Are the masters using the performance-based scoring also?
Yes. All 4 individual divisions are, and the team division is not. Now, Hannah Oakley has come level with Mackenzie Riley. So that's Holly Henderson. Holly Henderson is making her way back across on her 3rd trip. So after having a big problem on the first stair, she's done quite well since then. She's actually tied now with Jamie Latimer. Mackenzie Riley is about to finish. 7:32 for Riley, 4th best time we've seen. So she'll be in the top half of the field here. This is Hannah Oakley. She's 2nd after day number 1. If she finishes this part of the course, which she's going to have to try again in the next 2 minutes, she'll best Latimer. This was the section that Latimer got hung up on, and this is the section that she got hung up on for several minutes earlier. In the background there is, I apologize, Holly Henderson's in the foreground. Hannah Oakley's in the background. And Hannah Oakley's on her last trip across the floor.
God, that must be demoralizing, making it up to the top and then having to come down.
I'd say it's similar to the pegboard. Is you cannot afford to lose focus at any point during, especially that stair, but really anytime you're on your hands. We saw it in the team division yesterday where there were a couple athletes who came within 5, 2, sometimes even 1 feet.
Oh, how about that move right there? She leaned on the mogul. Is that legit? Did you see that? She leveraged off the mogul. Did you see that? The girl.
Little booster.
Yeah, that was nice. I mean, I'm okay with it. Did you notice that? She put her elbow down on it. She was going to fall over and put her elbow down on it to catch herself.
Henderson across. So Henderson at 1 section further than Latimer. 1 minute to go. Oakley with 1 section remaining, looking to be the 5th finisher out of 8 on the women's side for the Masters, starting day 2 of competition.
Ross Lewis, morning Sevan squad. Thanks for the great coverage. Thank you for tuning in.
When we get them passing like that on the net, it's so cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Oakley in 9:29, so she's the 3rd finisher in the heat, fifth finisher for the division. Henderson with another section done. She's got 20 seconds to go. She might give 1 pass at the mogul here to see if she can add 1 rep to her score. 10 seconds. She'll come down. So she's going to end up getting 10 out of the 15 reps. So Amy Pritt will take the win for the event. Haley Murillo 2nd. Caroline Klutz was best in this heat. She'll be 3rd overall on this one. Then Riley, Oakley, Henderson, Latimer, and Marino. The 8 Masters women competing here at Crash Crucible 2023.
Brian, who do we go to next? Do we go to men's Masters?
Let's see. Nope, women. It'll always go women's, for now at least today, it'll be women's masters, women's elite, men's masters, men elite. There are 6 heats here, Sevan, so you decide how much coverage you want to do. I think that we can set up some fixed cameras that can cover most of this and give Souza a little break.
Yeah.
And then we can do as much.
Oh, I can see you. I can see you now. I like it. I can see you now. This is nice. I can see you in both shots.
You see where I am relative to the floor.
Yeah. I can see you in all 3 shots now.
Wow, that's just craziness. I'm going to talk to Souza real fast and see what we want to do for these early heats.
Okay.
You think about how much talking you want to do during the early heats. We can do minimal, we can do full coverage. It's totally up to you.
I think we should just cover the last 2 heats.
Okay, I'm still probably going to stay on here.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I'm just going to introduce every heat.
Yeah.
Give the wrap up of the scores at the end of the heat for heats 1 through 4, and then you can come back on for the last 2, and we'll do a full blown thing.
Hey, can that Masters woman who won this event? What's her name?
Amy Fripp.
Is she? Could Danielle Brandon beat her?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Give Souza a talk.
Okay. And I'll see you. The heat that you want to come back for starts at 11:41 here. That's 8:41 for you.
Okay.
So come back a few minutes before that.
Okay.
Have some coffee, play with your kids, kiss your wife. Let's see you soon.
Good. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching day 2 of the Crucible at CrossFit Crash, Spartanburg, South Carolina, brought to you by GoWAD. None of this would be possible if it wasn't for Paper Street Coffee, CA Peptides, BIRTHFIT, Swolverine, Toe Spacer. When I say that, I mean because we use the money they give us to fly Souza out there, get cameras, all the equipment, the cords, hotels, and they participate with very little know on what they're going to get in return. And so I like to kind of refer to them as friends or just supporters of the show. They see how hard we're working. We see how hard they're working. We believe in their product, and it's a pretty good relationship. I don't feel like we've sold out on any of our friends out there. So if you'd like to support these type of things, just continue to support those products because they get that feedback, and then they continue to pump money into the program. And then I can take my kids to jiu-jitsu and then also bring you guys great content. Sounds like Brian is going to be here. I'm going to check out for 50 minutes, and I will see you guys. I'll probably come back around 8:38 p.m.
A.M.
A.m. Brian, do you have access to choosing cameras?
Nope.
Okay. So
Hiller does.
Okay. Oh,
Souza does.
Does I don't think Souza has access to choosing cameras. Hiller, do you have access to choosing cameras? Andrew. Okay, then you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to stay on Hiller's camera.
Okay. We can also get Souza's computer and do it from there.
Okay. I'll see you guys in about 40 minutes.
All right.
Bye-bye.
So this is heat 1 of 6 for the individual females, event 3. The closest lane to us on the floor is lane number 1. So from closest to furthest, we have Grace Lochner, Aaliyah Miller, Annalise Moore, Mariah Burkhard, and Lexi Colabianchi. Leaders right now are Lexi and Annalise Moore. We got a tip from one of you guys already that Annalise Moore is someone to watch on this one. 4 of the 5 have made their way across the floor 1 time. Grace Lochner is still working on it. I'm not going to do a full coverage of these heats to save my voice a little bit, but I will keep track of what's going on. And at the end of each heat, we'll give you guys the recap of the scores, times, etc., and transition to the next heat. Hiller will be following the action from the camera that he's on, so you guys can watch. All your athletes, families, gyms, coaches who want to watch the athletes will still be able to do that, and we'll give a recap at the end of these early heats.
You want a donut? Okay. What kind? Yeah, what about it?
If you want to go full layout, you can just click this.
Andrew, can you hear me? Can someone in the chat please tell me if the audio is working?
This one is unmuted, just mute it. Later. You can hurry. You're lagged from here to there.
Thank you, Sabir. Thank you, Kenneth. So we got 90 seconds left till the end of this one. Lexi Colabianchi, time to beat is 5:36. She's the only one who's finished so far. Annalise Moore is just across the line, 8:50. So 5:36 Colabianchi. Moore, 8:50. Only two finishers so far. Mariah Burkhardt, lane 4, less than a minute to go. I believe this is the last section for her. Grace Lochner in the foreground here. Burkhardt in the all black behind her. 30 seconds, 20 feet to go. He'll remove the camera, but Burkhardt gets across in 9:53. So 3 finishers in Heat 1. Lexi Colabianchi way ahead of the pack, 5:36. Moore, 8:50. Burkhardt, 9:53. Heat 2 of 6, individual female event 3, day 2 of 3 from CrossFit Crash here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. This is the retour. All these heats are going to have 5 women. We're leaving lane 6 empty so that the wall is not in the athlete's periphery over there. There's space to do it, but I think it's a disadvantage, and I think it's a great decision. Lane 1 is closest to us. That is AJ Hutchinson. Lane 2, Callista Schnaufner. Lane 3, Lindsay Derby. Lane 4, Callista Lang. Lane 5, Celine Gonzalez. The fastest time in heat number 1 was Lexi Colabianchi at 5:36. That's 12 seconds slower than the fastest Masters female time we had, which was Amy Britt at 5:24. All 4 individual divisions, Masters men and women, individual elite men and women, are doing the exact same test this morning. It's a rewritten version of the 300-foot handstand walk from the 2014 regionals. At that time, it was just 300 feet for time. Now we got 300 feet only. There's a lot of obstacles in the way. Lane 4, Callista Lang. Lane 3, Lindsay Derby. And lane 5, Celine Gonzalez, all opting to go for 40 feet unbroken. You must do 20-foot unbroken sections. Callista Lang done with the first traverse across the floor in 30 seconds. There's a 10-minute time cap on this, and she didn't waste any time kicking back up. You see her heading back the other direction as we see 3 of the 5 women in this heat struggling on their first pass across the floor. Talked about it. Okay, Halpin, thank you. Rewritten from the 2018, I guess, handstand walk, which was across the football field for time, 100 meters or 300 feet, that Katrin Davis-Daughter and Carrie Pierce, I believe, came within like 1 second of each other. Katrin Davis-Daughter ran into a pylon, still managed to do that one unbroken. Stayed on her feet. Calista Lang, lane number 4, finished with 2 of the 5 traverses across the floor. That's 120 of the 300 total feet. At the minute 20 mark, she was done with that. Celine Gonzalez in the white top there, heading back across his second in the heat. On the left side of your screen, you see Calista Schaffner. She's only competed 20 feet so far. On the other side of the floor, Lindsay Derby and AJ Hutchinson have completed one full traverse or 60 feet of the course. Black top, red bottoms, Calista Lang there, the leader right now in this 2 minutes of 10 minutes have passed by. Green pants is Lindsay Derby. She's heading back across, finishes the moguls on her second trip across the floor. Calista Lang done with 3/5 of this workout at the 2:15 mark. Blistering pace thus far for Calista. All right, well, between helping and chasing myself, we'll get it right eventually. JR can yell at us all later on. Calista Lang, another stair without a problem there. Celine Gonzalez on the white top, black shorts. She's currently second in the heat. She's 20 feet ahead of Lindsay Derby, so it's Lang, Gonzalez, Derby. Derby, middle of the floor, again choosing to go from the ramp straight into the moguls without pausing. She looks amazing on those 2 sections, and very much more so is taking her time on the stair to stair, which we know to be the most difficult of the 3 for almost everyone. Calista Lang has finished 4 complete sections. She's on the far side of the course. She's got 60 feet to go. We're only at the 3:30 mark. Lexi Polobianchi's 5:36 is likely not going to stand even one heat, despite being an incredible time. 20 feet done on the last traverse for her. Inverted going over the moguls there. We see Calista Schaffner, and she comes up just short again. Derby working on the stairs to stairs. Calista Lang at the 4-minute mark with 20 feet to go. Last 20 feet out of 300. If she's able to get over here in the next minute and 45 seconds, she'll have the fastest time so far. .422 for Calista Lang. Lindsay Derby's overtaking Gonzalez for second in the seat, and she's going stair into mogul. She has incredible confidence through that mogul section. It's the first time we've ever seen that in competition. Clearly something that she didn't take very long to learn. Five minutes gone, 5 minutes to go in heat 2 of 6 for the women. First lane there, shaking out the arms. AJ Hutchinson working her way up back across the floor, I believe, on her 3rd traverse. Lindsay Derby on the middle floor again, making easy work of the moguls at the 6-minute mark. I believe she only has 20 feet left to go. Celine Gonzalez heading back the other way is 3rd in the heat. Calista Lang came into the day 22nd out of 30 women. That time of 4:22, I'm going to say right now, is absolutely going to be one of the top 3 times we see. So she's going to do wonders for herself in terms of the leaderboard. Lindsay Derby, she's done at the 6:31 mark. That's the 3rd fastest time we've seen so far. Lexi Colabianchi, 5:36 from heat number 1, being the 2nd fastest. Halpin informing us that back in 2018, Brooke Wells won the version of this workout in under 2 minutes. Mackenzie Riley, 2:58. She's competing in the Masters division this year. She was in the individual field back then. Celine Gonzalez has 60 feet to go with less than 3 minutes remaining. AJ Hutchinson, 60 feet to go. Schaffner still working on her first pass over the moguls. .40 feet remain for Gonzalez.
30 minutes. 33. Maybe 35.
Two minutes to time cap. Gonzalez done with the last mogul section. She should have 20 feet remaining, less than 2 minutes to get that done. We have 3 finishers in the first heat. The next time is of Annalise Moore, 8:50. That's 30 seconds off. So Gonzalez, with 1 clean attempt here on the stair, could potentially come underneath Moore. Having failed that one, it's likely that will not be the case. Mariah Burkhardt, finish at 9:53, will be the next time that she's chasing. Hutchinson getting caught up on a couple of the moguls there. Schaffner finishing the moguls. It took her nearly 9 minutes to do it, but she gets it done. Check that off the list as a new accomplishment for her. Gonzalez attempting the last 20 feet again. She kicks down with the 9:15 mark. 45 seconds remain if she wants to finish this one. Otherwise, she will have completed 14 of the 15 segments. Schnaufner working on the stair for the first time. .30 seconds to go. Last 10 seconds of heat 2 for the elite women. Gonzalez, one final attempt to potentially finish under the time cap. She's up, she's down, and she got time cap by 1 second despite finishing it. So she did all the work, but 1 second over the time cap, so she should be getting credit for 14 out of 15 reps. Still a great effort for Celine. Calista Lang, new time to beat, 4:22. Lexi Colabianchi from Heat 1, 5:36. Lindsay Derby, 6:31. Top 3 times so far. Heat 3 coming up in a minute or two.
Georgia. You're familiar, man. Dude, it's the stats. The stats make you familiar. I know who you are, man. You're a big deal. That's how I know you. Big deal. You're a huge deal. Yeah. Huge. Yeah, you are. We're big. Where is it? We're huge in Belgium. Where is it, Jeremy? Big deal in Sweden. Yeah, I'm big deal in Sweden. Yeah. Thank you. I'm big deal in Sweden.
We'll make that third event first. We'll make that third event first. Heat 3 of 6 for the elite women. Event 3 of 7 on the weekend. Day 2 of 3 of competition. We're in Spartanburg, South Carolina at CrossFit Crash. This is the retour. This is a elevated version of several handstand walk challenges from across the years. Most recently, 2018. We had a Masters athlete, Mackenzie Riley, who did this as an individual back then. Marquand Jones, competing in the men's individual field, also has done this one before. 2 heats have gone in this division so far. Callista Lang, 422 is the time to beat. Only heats of 5 here, as we're leaving lane 6 empty. Create a equal playing field for all the athletes. No one has to deal with that wall in the periphery or potentially kicking it with their foot. Lane 1 is closest to us. That's Bree Dunbar. Lane 2, Emily Meyer, youngest athlete in the field, competing this weekend on the individual side for the women. Sydney Moskovitz, lane number 3. Ellie Hiller, definitely one to watch on this one. She looks excited and ready to go. She's in the white and red. And Hannah Hardy, far side of the floor, rounding out heat number 3 of 6 for the women this morning. The task is to accomplish 300 total feet of handstand walking. You must do every section that's 20 feet long unbroken. You can continue and do multiple sections in a row if you want to. Ellie Hiller, the only person in this heat who's going to be able to do that. She's going to, and in fact, continue to go, or attempt to go all the way across the floor, which is 60 total feet in one pass. The 3 sections are a ramp, a mogul section, as you see in the middle, and then a stair. 60 feet in 34 seconds, and she kicks up only 4 seconds later. Obviously, the fatigue is compounding here on specific muscle groups. So a little bit of a risky strategy, but I'm sure she's practiced it to some extent and has confidence in her abilities. She's choosing to stay up on her hands once again on her second pass back across the floor. 4 other women in this heat have done 40 successful feet and are working on their first attempt at the stair. Several of them have failed at least one time. Bree Dunbar in the yellow there just off camera, getting it done at the 110 mark. Hiller completed with 2 out of 5 passes in a minute 15. Very much on pace with what we saw from Callista Lang. Ellie Hiller, 3rd place at Crash Crucible last year. She won the swimming event. She also had 3 other finishes where she earned 90 points or more on the Z-Score scoring system. So very proficient in a variety of different things. A little bit of a tough day for her yesterday. She comes into this day 17th overall, but with this event, which she clearly has proficiency in, a ring muscle-up and a parallel handstand push-up workout later on day 3, still a lot of opportunity for Hiller to climb back into the top 10, maybe even top 5. She's done with 3 of the 5 passes at the 2:10 mark. That time from Callista Lang, still within reach potentially. Lexi Colabianchi, 5:36, also within reach for her. Bree Dunbar, 2nd in the heat. She's off camera on the left, having completed 100 of the 300 feet. Moskovitz, right there in the foreground with the white and the black, 3rd in the heat. Hardy and Meyer have completed 1 full pass across the floor, so 60 feet. Hiller done with 4 of 5 traverses. She has 60 feet remaining. Officially 4:21 for Callista Lang, 1 second faster than I was giving her credit for. That's a minute and 11 seconds off. Hiller on the final pass across the floor, going straight from ramp to mogul. See if this risk pays off for her. One mogul to go. There's 5 feet after the mogul to make this section count. She's going to come down. The risk does not pay off. Dunbar in the foreground in the yellow, continuing to be second in the heat. 3:45 on the clock. Just over 30 seconds until Callista Lang's time. A full minute plus until Lexi Olbianci's time. 20 feet to go. 4 minutes on the clock, 21 seconds to get this done. If she gets it in one try, she'll potentially still take the top time from Callista Lang. She's at the top, must maintain focus here. Can't take anything for granted. Despite a mistake on the last traverse, Ellie Hiller, 4:15, the new time to beat. 6 seconds faster than Lang. Could have been well under 4 minutes even if she hadn't made that one calculated decision there in the middle section on the last pass. 4:30 has elapsed, 5.5 minutes to the time cap.
Let's go, Hannah.
Dunbar in the yellow, heading back down the course, 4th time over the moguls. Meyer having a seat there. Dunbar done with 4 of 5 traverses. 5:20 has passed on the clock. Emily Meyer losing focus on the way down the stairs there. Seen that quite a bit from athletes so far. I feel like once they get up the stairs, they've accomplished the task. You have to still remain focused on the way down to make it count. Cindy Moskovitz coming over the moguls. This could be her last traverse at the 6-minute mark. Meyer giving it another go on the stairs. Sarah Dunbar completing the moguls off screen. Meyer locks in a good rep there. I believe Moskovitz and Dunbar are locked up here with 20 feet to go each. We're at the 6:30 mark. Moskovitz comes down. Dunbar at the top. And she locked this in and get a time on the board. 6:42 for Dunbar. She'll take second in the heat. She's 11 seconds behind Lindsay Derby from the previous heat. So we've got Hiller, Lang, Holobianchi, Derby, Dunbar, 5th best score so far through 3 heats. Moskovitz on her hands. Another miss for Moskovitz there. Moskovitz giving it another attempt as Meyer heads the other way. Meyer done, Moskovitz done. Apologize, that was not Moskovitz's last attempt. That was her 3rd traverse across, so she still has 120 feet to go. On the far side of the floor, Hannah Hardy working on the ramp. 2 minutes to the time cap.
Do you want me to address the comment section or do you want me to quiet down?
Just say hi to Cave Dastra.
Oh, Cave. Hey, Cave. What does Barry McCock and her say? Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I got a lot of luggage. Good luggage. Good haul.
Moskovitz another 20 feet locked in. 100 feet to go for her. 1 minute till the time cap. Meyer over the moguls once again. She should be 40 feet behind Moskovitz. Hardy in the background, but is still on the moguls in her last attempt. Trips on him once again here. Just not quite getting that hand high enough off the ground. When the first version of obstacles were introduced with the stairs and the handstand walk, we saw even proficient handstand walkers like Katrin David's daughter who walk with a mostly straight elbow have to relearn how to do the handstand walk and pick the hand fully off the ground and place it on that object. Those moguls are higher than the stairs, and so maybe we see from Hardy here, who certainly has the capacity to walk on her hands across the games athlete on the team side of things, just needing to drill in that new movement pattern. She gets across there, and with 15 seconds to go, why not just go for it? See how far you can get. It's not going to pay off, but I think it was a good choice given the amount of time remaining. Emily Meyer, last chance. And the time cap hits. Not sure if Meyer's going to get credit for that. Head judge Lizzie Self coming over there. I would say that was not a rep. We'll have to check and see what happens. 3 heats in the books. Ellie, do you want to say something on the stream here about that event? Yeah, I'll just ask you. Have you practiced it before? Why'd you take the risk and go for it on the last? Are you happy with how it went?
Yeah, I had to take a risk on that last one just with the start to yesterday. So it's probably 15 seconds, but I kind of have to take big swings with the position.
Still the best time we've seen so far, 6 seconds ahead of Callista, so should be big points on the leaderboard. Good luck the rest of the way. That was Ellie Hiller, winner of Heat 3. Fastest time we've seen so far, 4:15. Callista Lang, 4:21, the top 2 scores. Bree Dunbar, the only other finisher in that heat, 6:42. We'll have Heat 4 of 6 coming up momentarily. That last rep by Emily Meyer, they were having a conversation there on the floor. I didn't get a chance to talk to Lizzie and see what the verdict was. It wasn't just whether her hands got across, the time cap had hit. I think it was a similar situation to Celine Gonzalez from the previous heat where she finished the work, but the time had elapsed before she got the second hand across. We'll check the scores when they come in and see for sure, but either way, it was a time cap that was also part of the deciding factor. Did get a chance to talk to Lizzie there. I believe she made the right call. Emily Meyer finished the work, but it was after the time cap, so does not get credit for the rep. Same situation as Celine Gonzalez in the previous heat. And good call by the head judge on the floor. She was actually in a better position than the judge in the lane, and that's why head judges are out there, and that's exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Heat 4 getting set to go. 5 women in this heat. Lane 1 closest to us is Chloe Wilson. She comes in 15th overall after day 1. Danielle Dunlap in lane 2. CJ Wilkening, lane 3. Madeline Helms, lane 4. Ashley Shoemaker, lane 5. These athletes are 11th through 15th on the leaderboard through 1 day. They have 300 feet of handstand walking to navigate. Obstacles clearly in their way. Ramp for the first 20 feet. Moguls for the second 20 feet. Chloe Wilson knocking out those 40 feet in one go in her first traverse across the floor. The stair combo at the end here, the hardest of the 3 sections, and you have to do it back to back at the turnaround. Wilson stumbling on her first attempt over the stair combo there. Madeline Helms in lane 4, the other athlete working on the stairs at the same time as Wilson here. And farthest from us, Ashley Shoemaker attempting the same obstacle here for her first time. Helms gets it done, 60 feet done for her. Wilson gets it done, 60 feet for her. Shoemaker moving backwards there on the stairs. She'll have to try again. Danielle Dunlap in the black shirt also on the stair combo. As CJ Wilkening, who had a great first day yesterday, she comes in as the top seed in the seed, 11th overall, struggling on her first attempts at the moguls. Yes, Mark, this exact same event will be done by the Masters women, individual elite women, Masters men, and individual elite men. I was talking with Tyler earlier. We might take all of the athletes' scores across all the divisions and put them into one scoring format later today just for a little fun experiment, as obviously some of the women are going to have some extremely competitive, if not better, scores than the men on this one. Madeline Helms, lane 4 in the black shorts, finishing up the moguls on her second pass back across the floor at the 2-minute mark. We've already seen 2 blistering fast times from Ellie Hiller and Krista Lang in previous heats. The pace that the women are on in this heat is not fast enough to contend with those times. It does not mean that they still can't have a good time and a lot of points on this event, however. Helms done with 120 feet. Wilson, 20 feet behind her. Danielle Dunlap, 3rd in the heat. She's in the black shirt there, coming back over the stairs, so she's got 80 feet in the books.
Between these. Little less.
Shoemaker and Wilkening working on the ramp on their first pass down the floor.
Okay.
We have Helms and Chloe Wilson tied up at 140 feet completed. Danielle Dunlap kind of in the middle of this heat. She's finished 80 out of the 300 required feet, working on the moguls for her second time. And then you have Shoemaker and Wilkening, who are tied up in 4th and 5th in the heat, having just completed the stair for the first time. Wilson in the foreground, Helms in the background, both working on the moguls here. They're on the same 20-foot section.
Be a little more aggressive.
Both of them not locking that in. This is their 3rd of 5 passes across the floor. Dunlap on her second pass. Shoemaker and Wilkening starting on their second passes. Shoemaker in the back there on the stair.
Let's go.
Wilson attempting the stairs prior to Helms there. She's up and she's down. She clears the line. So 3/5 of the event are done for her at the 4-minute mark. We're only 15 seconds away from Ellie Hiller's finishing time, to put that in perspective of how impressive it was. She's still standing right behind me there. Helms is done with 3 out of 5 traverses, or 180 out of the 300 total feet. Wilson with another 20 feet. That's 200 feet done, 100 feet to go. Helms missing on the stairs. Shoemaker. Wow. Wilson with the moguls done. Helms giving another attempt at the stairs. She's fallen behind Wilson here. There is Helms. She's coming down again as Wilson is pulling away from her on the other side of the floor. Chloe Wilson, 4 out of 5 traverses done at the 5:10 mark, so she has 60 feet to go. We've already had Hiller and Lang's time pass. Cole Bianchi's time is approaching 20 seconds from now. That's going to pass by. Then we'll be looking at Derby 6:31 and Dunbar 6:42 as the next two finishers.
Awesome.
Another 20 feet done for Wilson. She has 40 feet remaining at the 5:30 mark. Cole Bianchi's time passing by right now. That was from heat number 1. She's the third fastest woman we've seen in this division so far. Wilson, 15th after day number 1, and absolutely looking to bounce back up. Another 20 feet done. You can, that is illegal and in the standards that you can bump into the moguls. You have to go back and replace them afterwards. Last 20 feet for Wilson. Struggling at the top of the stairs. Gets the second hand up there. Has to maintain focus here. Last foot, and she's in at the 6:20 mark. So great finish there for Wilson. Coming in 11 seconds ahead of Derby and 22 seconds ahead of Dunbar. The fourth best time we've seen so far through 4 heats. Madeline Helms, who was neck and neck with Wilson a while ago, just now finishing up the ramp. So in the time that it took her to do that 120-foot section, Wilson did 120 feet. Plenty of time left for Helms. Dunlap has completed 3 of 5 traverses. Wilkening has completed 2 of 5. Shoemaker is working on her second traverse across the floor. She's on the mogul section, so she's got 80 feet done, working on the 80 to 100-foot section. Wilkening finishing the moguls on traverse number 4. Dunlap coming into screen here, working on the stairs in traverse 4. If she gets this done, which she does, she's now only 20 feet behind Helms, has closed that gap dramatically. Helms, however, on the ramp, which has been no problem for her throughout, extends her lead over Dunlap by 20 more feet. Two minutes and 10 seconds to the time cap. 60 feet to go for Helms, 100 feet to go for Dunlap. Big section here for Dunlap. Gets it done, very well done. Wilkening heading the other way. This is her third trip over the moguls. Helms coming up to the same spot. Helms with only 40 feet to go. There's a minute 45 until the time cap. The next finishing times in sight are Annalise Moore at 8:50 and then Mariah Burkhardt at 9:53. Missed attempt there for Helms probably means that Annalise Moore's time of 8:50 is now out of touch. But good execution here, can still see her come underneath the time cap and possibly faster than Burkhardt. Dunlap has finished her fourth traverse across the floor. She's got 60 feet to go. 20 feet remaining for Helms, a minute and 5 seconds to get it done. 1 minute until Burkhardt's time. Wilkening working on the moguls. Extreme focus in the all black there in the middle of the floor. One to get over and then 5 feet to get over the line. Successful for Wilkening. Well done there. Last 20 feet here for Helms. Looking very similar to Chloe Wilson's last step up the stairs there. Maintain the focus. Locks it in at 9:33, 20 seconds ahead of Burkhardt. That's 10 finishers through 4 heats. Half of the women who've attempted it so far have gotten it done. Danielle Dunlap, with only 20 feet remaining, is not going to have enough time either way. But Dunlap, as a few other athletes we've seen, seemingly to get better as they go. With 1 more minute, I think she would have finished. As it is, she's going to get 14 out of the 15 sections. 4 heats down, 2 to go. Top time continues to be Ellie Hiller, 4:15, Calista Lang, 4:21. Lexi Colabianchi late from the first heat, 5:36, the third fastest we've seen, and Chloe Wilson out of that last heat, the fourth fastest time so far at 6:20. Top 10 women after day number 1 are coming up. Heat number 5 will feature athletes 6 through 10 after 1 day of competition. Welcome back, Sevan.
Well, thank you.
I've just decided to do all the coverage for all the heats.
You the man. You the man. I love it. How was it? Anything notable? Did you see any more of that technique where you rest your elbow on the
See this girl over my shoulder in the white and red?
Yeah.
That's Ellie Hiller. She actually shared a few words with the audience here. She has the time to beat so far. It's 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Calista Lang has the second best time at 4:21. We have had 10 of the 20 women who've attempted this finish underneath the time cap. So half of them have done it, half of them have not.
I like it.
3 of those women that didn't finish had 1 section to go out of the 15. 2 of them, one of them came 1 step short prior to the time cap.
Hey, tell me this, Brian. Just if it was just a straight march on your hands, how many feet is it? Just a straight march?
300.
300 feet. So even doing 300 feet, you want to try this at home, just try doing 300 feet sub 10 minutes. Just try walking 300 feet sub 10 minutes. Or if you want to beat the record of Ellie Hiller, 4:15. So if you think you can walk on your hands 300 feet, the record to beat for you today is 4 minutes and 15 seconds. And then if you do beat that, remember that Ellie Hiller did it while traversing obstacles. Football field, yeah. A little longer than a football field. Thank you. For context and relativity is always important. And that is brought to you today by Get With The Program.
This is the 5th of 6 heats. This is the 3rd of 7 events. This is the 2023 REIT Tour Crash Crucible. We have lane 1 closest to us, Mary Helen Saunders. Lane 2, Emily Beroff. Lane 3, Amanda Fisher. Lane 4, Brianna Wallen. Lane 5, Hannah Black.
How's Hannah? How's Hannah upside down?
We're about to find out.
Hey, so these other girls are interested in how the remaining heats are going to do. I see Ellie Hiller's looking over your shoulder, so she's invested.
Absolutely. Ellie Hiller had a little bit of a stumble yesterday early, knew she needed to make up points today. She actually took a risk. She could have gone 15 or 20 seconds faster with a little bit of a different decision, but knowing that she needs the points, decided to go for it. Still has the top time so far. And we know, and we will continue to see because of the performance scoring system, that a great score like that can really, really do a lot, not just for you, but against the field. First of the 4 women to finish 40 feet is in lane number 2, Emily Beroff. Amanda Fisher a few steps behind her. And this is kind of the tightest heat that we've seen so far, with all 5 women finishing those first 40 feet within 10 seconds of each other.
Has anyone put together more than one section, Brian?
Yeah, Ellie Hiller actually did 60 unbroken, the whole thing unbroken to start her attempt, and she did several sections of 40 in a row.
Wow.
Calista Lang did not do that, but she was actually faster across the floor taking a break.
Jeremy E. World, Sevi, you also missed the luggage stealing Thumbuzi. What was that?
Taylor made an appearance.
Oh, that's nice.
Emily Beroff continuing to lead. Amanda Fisher right behind her. They're the only 2 women that have finished this stair-stair combo. The stair-stair combo, the most difficult of the 3 20-foot sections, and you're forced to do it back-to-back as you turn around and do it again before getting to the moguls and ramp, which are generally getting easier on the way back as you go.
Kristen Kettler, I'm on a hiatus from the peptides. I slept longer last night than I have in the entire 51 years I've spent on planet Earth. I spent 11 hours in bed, and I think I probably slept 9 of them. The other 2, I was thinking about your mom. But it was incredible. I woke up on fire this morning. I'm happy to be here. Yesterday, I was a train wreck, but thank you for noticing. I wish I could give more credit to CA Peptides, but this beautiful skin, I'll give that credit to.
Beroff continuing to lead. She's now done with 2 of the 5 traverses at the 2-minute mark. That is well off the pace of Hiller and Lang, but it's well within striking distance of the 4th best time we've seen so far today for these women, which is Chloe Wilson around the 6:20 mark. Amanda Fisher second in the heat. She's done with 2 full sections as well. And to answer your question about Hannah Black, as you see on screen there, back of the heat right now. However, we've seen several athletes who have struggled with this early on and figured it out and almost gotten a little better as they go. That was probably the most aggressive fall we've seen so far, however.
Wow. That I don't see her shaking out her hand or her elbow or anything, but that could have been a broken finger or something. Wow.
Bieroth and Fisher heading back down the floor for the 3rd time. Moskovitz and Saunders have both completed 1 traverse and are getting ready to attempt the stairs on the way back down their 2nd pass. So as we will see, I think quite a bit this weekend with the nature of the programming and the scoring, there's going to be some big point shifts event by event. These are the 6th through 10th top ladies after day 1, and 3 of them are struggling relative to the earlier 4 heats.
Hannah Black in the orange just finished the set of stairs up and down.
She's got 60 feet in the books. Brianna Wallen is in lane number 4. Brianna Wallen finishing up another 20 feet. Mary Helen Saunders 5 seconds behind her.
Who's the girl in the blue who just did the forward somersault?
Blue top or blue bottoms?
Blue top.
That's Emily Bieroth, and the girl in the blue hair, all black, white shoes is Amanda Fisher. They are currently tied for the lead in the heat. Both of them attempting the stairs on the 3rd pass across the floor. Fisher has now taken over the lead from Bieroth. Hannah Black in the background having another successful trip over the stairs. So as we've seen with other athletes, some of them figuring it out early and then improving on that implement as the workout goes on.
The importance of padded stairs are huge. As we saw Emily Bieroth do a forward somersault down the stairs, that would not be so good with wooden stairs.
In the screen here are athletes 3, 4, and 5 in the heat. Brianna Wallen, far side of the floor in the blue pants, has finished 120 feet. Mary Helen Saunders on the left side in the brown and black has finished 100 feet. Hannah Black has finished 80 feet. She's off screen right now. The 2 women that have just come in the screen are your leaders, Bieroth and Fisher, who are both tied, having finished 3 traverses plus 20 feet on the stairs. That means they have 100 feet remaining.
Who's on the Sousa cam?
Sousa.
Oh, he is? Okay. I didn't recognize the camera work.
Fisher and Bieroth finishing that 20-foot section at exactly the same time. The 5-minute and 15-second mark has elapsed. So the next, we've seen 2 times finish already over a minute ago. Lexi Colabianchi's time from the first heat is going to pass 10 seconds from now. And then we'll be looking at Chloe Wilson 6:20, Lindsay Derby 6:31, Bree Dunbar 6:42, which also appear to be in a good standing as Bieroth and Fisher have 60 feet remaining and about a minute to those times.
Relative to strength and endurance, how quickly does gymnastics erode?
I mean, like if you have a gymnastics background, but you don't practice it for a while?
Yeah, like if you're good at this, are you just good at this? Is this like riding a bike? Like you just get on and it's like...
As someone who's absolutely terrible at this, I'm probably not the best to ask, but I would say yes. I think from interviews with Pat Vellner over the years, especially when he did the parallel bars workout last year, and he said, I haven't been on parallel bars in nearly a decade, but I've done that so many times as a kid that I was still able to beat a bunch of other athletes who had a lot less experience with that than me.
Wow, Emily Bieroth, what a great wipeout. Oh, another great wipeout. Side-to-side wipeouts. I love it.
I asked all the athletes to save the best wipeouts for when you got back.
Yeah, those were great.
So with that wipeout from Bieroth, Amanda Fisher able to capitalize. She takes over the lead in the heat. Chloe Wilson's time has passed by. Lindsay Derby's time has passed by. Bree Dunbar's time has passed by. We're at the 6:45 mark. Still plenty of time to the time cap. 20 feet to go for both Bieroth and Fisher. Mary Helen Saunders, 4th in the heat, working on the moguls. Bieroth is up, and she's taking a little bit of a risk here, kicking up before Fisher. But it doesn't pay off as she comes down. Fisher a little bit more calculated once again. Fisher with a more experienced athlete, maybe paying off with a good decision there. She stumbles and she comes down. She laughs it off, almost gets in Wallen's way. Bieroth with another attempt, probably attempting it too early. These are decisions that are going to be costly in terms of time and points.
Have we had any collisions today?
Close calls, but no, not yet. There was a judge who almost got in Ellie Hiller's way. Another miss by B. Roth. Fisher at the top. So Fisher is going to take the heat in 7:41. That's our 11th finisher.
Is this Hannah Black's last lap also?
No, it's her 3rd out of 5. B. Roth giving it another attempt. She's at the top. B. Roth in at the 8:05 mark. A good finish. Did cost herself a little bit of time on that last traverse, but that was better than Annalise Moore's time of 8:50, which was the next finisher she was chasing. So Fisher and B. Roth in. Brianna Wallen, blue pants, middle of the floor, is the current leader on the floor. She's got 100 feet done. There's 100 feet to go. Now 80 feet to go with 90 seconds left until the time cap.
So Brianna's in the lead for the ladies who are on the floor.
Correct.
Wow, that was a crazy save. Whoever that was in the closest lane to us, lane number 1.
Mary Helen Saunders. You do have access to all the heat sheets, by the way. Hannah Black on the far side, only 20 feet behind Sanders. Wallen has finished her 4th traverse across the floor. So 60 seconds remain and 60 feet remain for Wallen. Sarah Cooper, to answer that question about what would you expect games athletes' times to be, I think it would be a very similar to what we see here. We'd see some extremely fast times. I do think that there are a handful of games athletes that could threaten or beat Ellie Hiller and Calista Lang. And I think there are a handful of CrossFit Games athletes every year that would get time capped on this one. In large part, that depends on what the testing would have been like to get someone into the CrossFit Games. If you know you're going to have a skill course that's this difficult, are you putting something in semifinals that's giving athletes, a chance to prove that they have the capacity to even take on a test like this or not? 15 seconds remain, 20 feet remain for Wallen. She's going to give it an effort. We have had several women get to this point and not finish already. She would be the 4th one, and she's going to be the 4th one who's finished 14 of the 15 sections and not get done under the time cap. Saunders will not get that rep. So only 2 finishers in that heat, only 12 out of 15 finishers overall so far for the elite women, 1 heat to go. Celine Gonzalez and Danielle Dunlap, the other 2 women who were on that same section as Brianna Wallen when the time cap elapsed. One heat to go for the elite women. This is event 3, day 2 of competition.
Did the Masters men go yet, Brian?
They have not. They'll be next.
Okay.
And they actually have 3 heats today of Masters men. So we have 18 heats of this, not 17, not 15. I see your smile.
And this event is called Rewind?
I think it's called Rewalk.
Rewalk.
I don't have everything open that I'd like to here. I'm a little bit of a mobile setup, but last heat of women taking the floor. So these are the top 5 athletes after day 1. In the middle lane will be Lydia Fish. She's your overall leader. Remember, we have the performance scoring system, so there's a lot of opportunity for big changes, but she comes into the day as a leader, and she's wearing the leader's jersey. J.R. Howell and Travis from Vindicate working together to make that happen. Ariel Saunders, lane 4, will be second. She's going to be in the all orange. Lindsay Lane in the all brown is in 3rd place overall. Emma Harbank, far side of the floor in the white and green, comes in 4th after day 1. And Allison Wynn, closest to us on the screen, the left side of your screen there, lane number 1, 5th overall, starting day number 2.
Guys, as soon as this heat finishes, we will pull this stream down and we will start a new stream. And that stream will go live at 9:05 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which will be 2 minutes before the men, Masters and Elite, take the floor for the rewalk event. Event 3 at the Crash Crucible at CrossFit Crash. Final heat for the women. J.R. Howell standing in the corner. Look at him. Look at him. That's what lane 6 is for. Lane 6 is for J.R. Howell. He's got the camo on. Most people can't see him. He blends directly into the wall.
Top 5 women after day number 1. They're all chasing Ellie Hiller's time from heat 3, 4:15. Calista Lang, 4:21 from the previous heat, and Lexi Colibianchi from the first heat at 5:36 are the top 3 times we've seen so far. 300 total feet of handstand walking required. Must be done in 20-foot sections. We see both Harving and Fish going for 40 feet unbroken to start. 60 feet across total, 5 total trips across the floor required to finish this one. We've had 12 out of 25 women so far able to finish under the time cap. So about half the athletes able to get this done in 10 minutes. And we've seen a few times under 5. 32 seconds elapsed as both Harving and Fish get across. That is very much similar to what we saw from Lang and Hiller.
How close is first and second place, Brian? I see Lydia Fish is in first place wearing the leader's jersey in lane number 3. How close is second place?
On the other setup, I have all those screens pulled up. I don't have them easily accessible here.
Okay.
You're not in a place where you have like a multiple monitors and a lot of things at your convenience, are you?
Yeah, 4 monitors. I'm big 32-inch high-end Apple
Why don't you
monitor.
pull that up?
Oh, I don't know, because I got my text messages and pictures of my kids on them.
At the 1 minute, 15 second mark, both Harving and Fish are in. This is still on pace with what we've seen from the top scorers so far. On the other side of the floor, Lindsay Lane is working her way back down the floor, looking good. Ariel Saunders with 60 feet completed, and Allison Wynn still has not yet to get over the ramp or the stair-stair combo for the first time.
What's crazy is even if I pulled up the Tyler Watkins spreadsheet, and I don't even know how to read it.
No, you need to go to the local comp leaderboard.
Okay, I don't even know how to, and I'm on that now. I switched over to that, and I don't even know. It just, when I click on it, I don't even get it. It says 10-13-2023 elite teams. Is that what I want to click on?
No, there's one for the teams. There's a separate one for the individuals.
Elite individual invite only?
Yeah, and click on results on the far right side.
Okay.
It's probably going to pull up the men's individual elite leaderboard first.
Correct.
But there's a tab on the left that's green that you can switch to individual female.
Look at me. I'm learning. Lydia Fish, 182. Ariel Sanders, 177.
Yeah, now we're figuring it out. And Lydia Fish has overtaken Harving here. She's leading the heat. 2 minutes and 23 seconds have elapsed. She's at the halfway point of the event. So she's fallen off the pace from Hiller and Lang, which is okay, honestly. If she's even able to finish under the 6 minute mark, she's going to extend her lead over the rest of the field.
Third place, Lindsay Lane with 168 points. Fourth place, Emma Harvang with 154 points.
And Lydia Fish, she has finished 4 sections. This is her last section, and we're just at the 3 minute mark. So she's actually on pace to win this event, set a new time to beat, and potentially have a great effect on the scoring for everyone, specifically the women on the bottom part of this field. If she finishes this far ahead of the median score, that means that the worse you do, you have a chance to still score points here. She has only 20 feet to go and a minute until Ellie Hiller's time.
So, and Ellie Hiller's time was 4:15?
Yep. Lydia Fish, 3:39, is going to take the event win and scratch that point about extending her lead by a little bit. That's going to be extending her lead by a lot. It also means that a lot of other women are going to score points because there's going to be a bigger gap from that score to the median score, which means there's going to be a bigger gap available from the median score to the lowest scoring points on the back end. So Lydia Fish doing herself a massive favor, also doing a little bit of a favor to some women on the back third of the individual field. Now, Emma Harving, far side of the screen, she's on her second to last section here. 20 feet to go for her. Ellie Hiller's time has just now passed 4:15. Alyssa Lang's time is going to pass right now at 4:21. There's still a minute and 25 seconds to Lexi Colabianchi's time, who is the next finisher. And Harving, coming in fourth here, is going to do herself a big favor. If she's able to finish this, she's still going to get over 90 points. She's across at the 4:36 mark, so a great opening event on day 2 for Harving. J.R. Howell not impressed.
He's not even. He's a statue. He's a statue.
Lindsay Lane is working on her last trip across the floor, and in almost any other heat, the performance from Lindsay Lane here would look phenomenal. But what Lydia Fish did, clearly, the best that we've seen, 3:39, over 35 seconds better than the next best athlete in any heat.
Greg Glassman kind of reminds me. No, hold on, not that one. Greg Glassman. Sevan is in danger of approaching grandma stage where he can't operate a remote control. That is true, but let me tell you, I'm operating all the cameras. I just rescheduled the next live stream. And
20 feet to go for Lindsay Lane. Colabianchi's time from the first heat is passing right now at 5:35. There's another 40 seconds till Chloe Wilson's time. And Lane is in at the 5:39 mark, so another great performance for Lindsay Lane. Came in third overall on this one. Ariel Saunders on the other side of the floor, well behind. She's still working on her second traverse across the floor. So she's going to take a massive hit here. Look for Lindsay Lane to be in the second place position overall. Harving likely very close to her as we get to the thruster ladder later this afternoon. Allison Nguyen and Ariel Saunders still working on the floor. 4 minutes to the time cap here.
The point spread in this in the top 5 seeded athletes is 182 to 154. It will be interesting to see if Ariel Sanders can remain in the top seed going into tomorrow. Like Brian said, this is going to be a big hit on her score. She's going to drop from second to maybe close to the 10th place.
Depends on who else was in those positions, because we did have Hannah Black and Mary Helen Saunders not finish. So they'll be probably getting similar low point scores to her. Fisher and B-Roth will get probably in the 50-point range, so they'll move up quite a bit. Lane, Fish, and Harving are going to accelerate well past Saunders on the points after this one. However, the later event today is a thruster ladder. Saunders appears to be very, very strong and might do quite well on that.
And also someone to watch is 15th place Chloe Wilson. She came in here as a favorite, a games athlete, correct, Brian?
No, she's missed the CrossFit Games by very small margins each of the last 3 seasons. She finished this in 6:20. That's going to be about a 6th or 7th place score. Probably will score decently, though, in the 70-point range is my guess.
So elevating her, she's going to climb at least probably five spaces, breaking to the top 10.
Women who were ahead of her that didn't finish were Ashley Shoemaker, Danielle Dunlap, Sienna Wilkening, Hannah Black, Brianna Wall, Mary Helen Saunders, and Ariel Saunders.
You don't think Ariel Saunders is going to finish?
No. There's only 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, and she's working on her 3rd out of 5 trips across the floor. Allison Nguyen, the other athlete there, working on the stair combo. She's the closest to us. She came in 5th place today.
Does the surface of the stairs or the actual ground there change as the heats go on, as sweat drips onto the floor?
Kaylin Walter correcting me here. Colabianchi, so Lexi Colabianchi. She says the 5th best time in this event so far to heat number 1. Thank you.
I'm glad that the stream provides such details that someone can follow it and correct you by one place like that.
Allison Nguyen locking in those 20 feet. Saunders getting another section done.
She's having a strong finish.
And certainly, as with many athletes so far, has improved on that stair combo as they've gone on. And now she's on the same section as Allison Nguyen. So they both have 120 feet to go.
When she was standing there, she kept looking up to her right. Is that where the clock is? She's assessing the time?
Correct. And there's 40 seconds to the time cap. Allison Wynn is able to get that 20 feet done. Saunders not successful in her first attempt at it. Will have plenty of time for another one. 30 seconds to the time cap here. Another miss by Saunders. Wynn going to give it another attempt here. $10 seconds to the cap. Last mogul needs to clear the line. And she gets that done. So another 20 feet to her credit. Saunders is not going to get that done in time cap for the final heat of Elite Women, Event 3. Overall winner of this one is Lydia Fish. She came in as the leader on the day. Second and third best times we saw came from earlier heats. Ellie Hiller, Calista Lang, Emma Harving, fourth overall to start the day, fourth overall against the field on this one. And Alexi Kolobianki lane from heat number 1 for the fifth best time. Chloe Wilson, as you mentioned, sixth best amongst the field, and will move up out of that 15th place spot, probably likely closer to 10th place as we head to the thruster ladder later today.
This is an old scoreboard. Sorry, guys. It will update shortly, but I just want to tell you going in, this is how they were. And as Brian said, Lydia Fish won. And so she will continue to hold that first place spot, and she will probably even increase her margin of victory significantly.
Sevan, I'm going to go use the bathroom. I'll see you on the other stream.
All right. Bye. See you guys on the other stream. It should go live in, now.